Paul, let's start with the news of John Fleck coming through the door then. What will he bring to the squad?
Oh, God, what will he bring, John? He brings a wealth of experience, doesn't he? Playing at levels that are really high, including international football. He's a player that I've come up against many times as a manager, and always been one of them prickly ones that always plays well and does well and seems to win. Really good lad, good footballer, good competitor, got a great name in football, which is really good. He was probably training with us for maybe a week to 10 days, and it was more as a favour than anything else, because he obviously geographically lives in an area quite close to Chesterfield, and just after a couple of little chats with him, would we be an option? And obviously it was sort of people coming together. John certainly had other offers, but I think he's very well settled in the Sheffield area, which is obviously due to his time at Sheffield United, and it was just more of a case of two things coming together that seemed to work for each other. So we're just delighted to get him. I think, we've struggled with injuries latterly, but I think as people seen last week, where, Dev, Harvey coming back into the squad, Mandeville coming back into the squad, John Fleck signing, who might be another, need a little bit more time, just training, etc. The return soon, hopefully, of Cole Clough and Paddy Madden. All of a sudden we've gone from a squad that wasn't probably as strong as you'd like it, to all of a sudden now, probably in another week's time, we look like we could be in a really good place, which is great credit to everyone at the club.
It sounds like John Fleck impressed pretty much from the first training session then. Is that the case?
I think football's about levels now, Liam. I think, football, it's something that I've learnt over the last few years, luckily enough to work at different levels in football. And it's just level of player. It's just the way it is, and you can be lucky enough to have. I think it's a lot of times why clubs struggle sometimes when they've been promoted. Sometimes they don't do a lot wrong. It's just you move up a level. I think League One to the Championship's a big one, isn't it? The Championship to the Premier League is an absolutely huge one. And it's like sometimes people feel they do something wrong in terms of coaching or managing methods. And the reality is, if you're a player, you have levels you can play at. I think John obviously was at Blackburn last year playing in the Championship. He obviously dipped his toe with Sheffield United in the Premier League. Had a little bit of rough luck with his injuries late on, but that's all been tidied up now. He's trained ever so well for, as I say, the guts of 10 days. Obviously he's not match fit, for sure, but he's certainly football fit. So delighted to have him, and delighted that we're getting more options back. I think, as mentioned for lads, Vontu's come into the side and done really well and not let anybody down in any shape or form. Jamie Grimes come into the side last week against Grimsby, again our captain returning. Jensen and Harvey come on as subs with Michael last week, and I felt really seeing the game out really well for us. And I think they're all playing. The lads went to Lincoln and won that game on the Tuesday night. And the squad's playing its part really well at the minute, and long may that continue, because it's such a long season. These campaigns, we're just starting to feel the cold this morning, aren't we? It was the first, day of feeling the weather coming. And we'll be going down to Bromley on Tuesday nights, and, fixtures in October, November, December. And we're going to need everybody, that's for sure.
So with John, is it just a case of building his minutes up then from this moment?
Just 100%. He'll be ready to play quite quickly. Obviously, as we have no games midweek now, it allows him to train hard with the rest of the group. And obviously then the minutes, we'll see John very quickly for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. It won't be a long process, but I think he can have a really good effect on our club. As I've got to pay compliments to, Ash Palmer, Jamie Grimes. Then we brought in the likes of Tom Naylor, T. Williams has been here. Absolutely superstar of a lad. We lost Joe Quigley, who, as we've spoke about. Then the introduction of Tom Naylor, Michael Jacobs, Will Grigg. It's just seeing a little bit of an evolution at the club of really good footballers, but also good people. That's not a criticism of anything that's gone before us. But these lads are very, very good professionals, and I think John just adds to that.
Yeah, I mean, his experience on the younger players will be vital, won't it, I imagine? Listen,
it's imagine, we have Mike Jones in the building, obviously, who I haven't mentioned, who should have been mentioned in that, who's coming into his third year playing for me. I absolutely love him. I think our supporters will be aware of that. He's been effervescent for us, plays every minute when he's needed to. Probably his win percentage on a football pitch in the Chesterfield kit is off the graph. And again, it just adds to what we do. And, you know, with John, it was more of a case we probably weren't looking for him. But after coming together, it was something we felt, you know, and great credit to Ash and Phil again, by the way, you know, that allow us to do these signings. And as I say, I think it's just a nice fit for everyone.
And are you still looking, or are you happy now?
I can't tell Ash and Phil I'm still looking, can I? Especially Ash. Phil's all right. Ash is the one. No, listen, we're happy. Do you know, we are happy. I think at good clubs, you're always looking. You know, if something come around that I felt would benefit our football club, whether that be a young kid, whether that be a whatever, I'd certainly have a chat or a coffee with them guys and speak. You know, at the minute I feel we've got a really good squad. I feel we've got fantastic numbers. We're going to go into this winter now, I feel, you know, ready to go.
And I know you mentioned Bailey Hobson as well in the past sort of week or so. Is there any takers for him yet?
I'm sure you'll find out when there is, Liam, that's for sure. I'm sure you'll find out. I think like everyone, do you know, when there's something to be announced, we'll announce it. I think Bailey, like everyone at the football club, especially the younger lads, you know, playing football is so important and getting minutes. If we can get them minutes now, it's something that we will look at, certainly in a positive way for all our players, because, you know, Bailey no different than other lads in the squad. Never ever lets us down, doing great, very young, and going to have a really good football career.
Changing topic then, have you had another apology this week from the referee chiefs after that sending off?
I had a really good conversation with Mike Jones, on the Monday, and I do think conversations like that should remain private. I think it's really important, you know, that we do respect officials and we respect, you know, the game, you know, but I think everyone who was at last week's game really enjoyed the game. But then speaking about the officials was something that was probably far too much at the forefront of everyone who was here's view on the game. And that's not how we want to remember the game. Was a game last week. I felt Grimsby, excellent team, really good side, will surprise a lot of people this year. You know, Chesterfield, we think that will be involved in good games. And unfortunately, it was probably the officials that everyone was speaking about. And that's not what we want. We want them to speak about the footballers and the football teams, you know, and good matches. So whether we were unjustly done or justly done, it doesn't matter now, it's gone. And moving forward is the most important thing.
And on to tomorrow's game then. Port Vale, another team who are expected to be up there and managed by Darren Moore, a manager who's been on the local scene with Doncaster Rovers and Sheffield Wednesday. What are you expecting?
It's another good game, really good game. Darren's a good guy. He's got a good managerial record, CV now of success, managing big clubs and putting together, like us all, trying to put together a team again to be successful. Unfortunately, Darren, like myself, every time you lose a game, the world ends, doesn't it? Because of you lot. You press people who are good. You know, and that's just the pressures we all carry in football today. We're 5 games in. I think it's 5 games now. Port Vale have made some excellent signings. Some really good players in there. Like us, like ourselves and other clubs. It takes time to gel. It takes time, unfortunately, for us all. People don't want to give everyone that time. It's supposed to be a quick fix now. And, you know, we sprinkle magic dust on players and groups. That doesn't happen. You know, so we're expecting a really tough game tomorrow. I think it'll be a good crowd, good pitch, 2 good teams again, having a good go at each other. And hopefully after the game, we're speaking about the players and what an entertaining game it was.
And apart from obviously the suspended Darren Oldacre, is it pretty much the same squad with regards to injuries?
Yeah, we're good to go. We're looking forward to the game. We've had a clean week this week in terms of no midweek games, which has been great. It was a chance for the lads to train really well together. We kept all the group together, which was good. We have another week next week and I think possibly one the week after, which at this time of the year is brilliant. I'm delighted we've got the 2 games out the way with Man City and Lincoln early, because that's given us really good minutes to players. So, as I say, we're excitedly looking forward going across to Vale Park tomorrow. I do think it'll be a really good game. I think there'll be goals in the game and plenty of excitement for everyone to talk about.